You mentioned earlier your what you have right next to the studio here.
Oh yeah.
Your secret garden.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me.
My secret garden.
Yes. What's going on with
What's
that?
going on with it?
Yeah.
Well, it's a place I wanted to create for me to find some sanctuary and some personal expression, I guess, in the outdoors in my garden. I wanted to have objects in there that spoke to me, whether it be angels or winged things, a place to sit, reflect with oddities, with different things that kind of on their own were really cool and eclectic, that didn't really fit into like a formal garden setting, but just wanted, I love gardens, I love flowers.
Yep.
But this garden, I wanted it to be almost magical and special, and something that I can add on to through the years. Somewhere where I can sit and just be myself and reflect or add to it. And there's a circle in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
A little growing spot. It's where I have climbing rose and I think a clematis.
You mean the stone circle there?
Yeah, the stones around it.
Yeah.
So I purposely put a marker in the circle to mark where north is.
Oh, like a compass.
Yeah, like a compass, like my true north. Mm-hmm. And I put that in my paintings as well.
Yeah.
So.
I've seen compass things like that.
Yeah, compass things are huge for me. Winged things are huge for me. You know, obviously the horses and stuff. But that's another aspect of my paintings, like symbolically, like I put into my work that means something to me and maybe something to somebody else. Mm-hmm. So.
You know, people have dreams about doing things.
Mm-hmm.
And especially in the creative field, and they have this image or idea of what it will be like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you're still arriving there, and you're still building on it, but you are certainly at a certain level where you can look back and go, mm-hmm. Wow. But now that you're here, what's different about it that you thought that you might be? Mm. Is there anything different about it? Is it all you hoped and dreamed of? Or is it...
I know it requires a lot of work to be... It takes a lot of work and grit. Yeah. Grit. To stay to it. To stick to it. To stay in it. You know?
Yeah, wow.
And that I never expected. You know, people think of artists and it's very flowery and... Oh, I'm just painting all day and drinking wine or something, yeah, right. Having parties. I don't know. Right. But it takes a lot of effort and longevity, in the longevity of it. The longevity is something I never really expected, to have it lasting so long now, 15, maybe 16 years.
Yeah.
And to having it continually evolve, and I had no idea I'd be painting on these huge canvases and creating these big paintings, and these big paintings. The surprising part about it is putting so much meaning of myself onto it, whether they be small or large, but so much of myself is in it. Mm-hmm. And the more I think I put myself out there and on it, the more I know people will be always connecting with it somehow. So. You know, this whole thing about vulnerability and, you know, being so vulnerable and with your feelings and yourself and exposing yourself is actually a strength. That is something I never expected. It's actually, vulnerability is a strength. And the more vulnerable I can get on the canvas even, the stronger my work becomes.
Really? Mm-hmm. We think of vulnerability as a weakness. But
I know. Oh, yeah.
You're saying something very different about that.
Yeah. I mean, that's a total, Brene Brown is the one that kind of, if anybody knows her work, you got to look it up, because she's the one that kind of exposed vulnerability as being actual strength.
The writer.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's a social researcher, like a social, what am I trying to think? I'm a social worker by trade and education, but she did a lot of research on that. So, and I love that part of it. I'm kind of a nerd with science and brain stuff, but there's so much truth to that. And to apply it to my own work, I can see how it works that way. That I could shut off everything else and everybody else and stop comparing and just be myself with it. Be yourself with it, is what I would tell a young artist, because as I get older and I'm more experienced and all that, the consistency of just always being myself on the canvas has been a strength, not a weakness.
Wow.
And that's something that can never be taught, like in an art school, or I guess that's why I chose, because I did music school and I knew that they crush that spirit in people sometimes.
And you didn't want it.
And I didn't want that spirit crushed.
So you
I decided with art, I'm only going to do workshops and things where I put myself in safe situations with my work. I don't want some, a-hole telling me I'm bad.
Yeah, right.
Let's be nice there, but
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want anybody being so critical that they crush my spirit. And I think anybody trying anything, whether it be art or anything they dream about or love, be really cautious about your heart in it.
And I look at your figurative pieces that you have behind you, and they look to me like they're strong that way, that there's a spirit to them that just refuses to be told.
Yeah. Well, and I think she has so much life to her. This particular figurative, she has so much life and movement, and she's standing strong, but very feminine too.
Yeah.
It's like she's kept herself, and who she is. But there's also a side of her that's, just freeing. I don't know. And everything she loves, and at least everything I love, I put in her skirt and her dress, and it's giving her movement and life. I do too. There's lots of winged things and
there's wings.
Scraps of paper and text.
Butterfly wings.
Butterfly wings of transformation and beautiful papers and flowers and a map in her bodice. The top part in her torso. It's actually a map.
Wow.
And it says north.
It says north. Back to the compass thing. Direction.
Yeah, that she's finding her way, finding her true north, finding her true self.
I noticed the piece isn't even signed yet. And is it done?
It's done. Yeah.
Does it have a title?
I'm playing with the title Notorious.
Notorious. This Notorious.
In honor of RBG.
Yeah.
I think every woman can relate to a strong woman. I think every woman can relate to a strong figure, a strong woman, a woman of many layers, a woman who is intelligent and thoughtful and really creative even. Even somebody like RBG was creative in her own right. And a woman of few words, but very strong words. And I relate to that because that's how I am.